What's going on, guys? My name's Sam with Wiki and this is Going Nuclear. Today I have a multi-team nuclear gameplay to share with you, playing some Hardpoint here on Plaza using the AN94, and in this video I'm going to give you guys some multi-team tips, some nuclear tips, and share another great class setup with you guys. Speaking of which, you can check out the class setup just to the right of this gameplay and the Going Nuclear countdown at the bottom. So in multi-team, there is 3 different game types that you will encounter. There is Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, and Hardpoint. In my opinion, Hardpoint plays the best in multi-team. I just think that TDM and Kill Confirmed can just be a little too slow and too campy sometimes. Whereas Hardpoint, it's always going to have action because all 3 teams are for the most part going to be meeting at the same place and fighting over a single hardpoint. I would suggest teaming up with 2 other players if you want to play multi-team, because if you don't, it is going to be very hard to beat a team of 3. But in my experience, more often than not, we are getting paired up against split screeners and solo players, so it made getting a nuclear fairly easy for me. I actually got 2 nuclears in my first 2 attempts in multi-team, and that was in 2 different lobbies as well, so it wasn't that difficult. But before I move on to my class setup and my score streaks for this gameplay, I wanted to point out a little multi-team tip for you guys. So in the kill feed in multi-team, there is 3 different colors for the 3 different teams, whereas any other game type is just going to have your standard gray and then that tannish color. But in multi-team, there is going to be names that are white as well, and this is very useful. A good player will use this to their advantage, so that's just something to look out for and try to use to your advantage. I know in other game types it's not as useful, and you might not even use the kill feed at all, but in multi-team, it is a viable tool. So like I mentioned, this is a very solid class setup. I have been loving the AN94 lately, and I have been having a ton of success with it. This perk setup is my standard setup that I usually go with. The Ghost perk I often switch out for either Flak Jacket or Lightweight, which will both be useful for multi-team because you're going to be running around a lot and you're going to be capturing / defending hardpoints as well. If you are still leveling up and don't have Scavenger unlocked yet, I would suggest rocking Fast Hands instead so that you can easily pick up guns off the ground and don't have to run out of ammo. My attachments are the Suppressor, Quick Draw, and Extended Mags. The reload time for this gun is not that long, and adding Fast Mags only helps slightly, so I do prefer the Extended Mags attachment on this gun. A couple more things that I like about the AN94 is that it kills very fast. I like to use it especially when I don't have the best connection in Black Ops 2 because the first 2 rounds fire at a speed of 937 rounds per minute, which is actually the same fire rate as a Vector, so that is very fast. Also, those first 2 rounds have pretty much no recoil, so burst firing this gun is going to be even more effective than usual. Also, since it takes less bullets to kill your enemies, you're not going to be running out of ammo as easily as, say, like a Type 25, which even with Scavenger, I find myself running out of ammo with a Type 25 sometimes, just because it uses so many bullets. So moving on to my score streaks, I'm rocking the VSAT, the counter UAV, and the UAV. I really like using this score streak setup in multi-team because the enemies are a lot more sensitive to getting killed by score streaks in multi-team. If you put up something like a Lodestar, the game tends to empty pretty fast. So me and all 2 of my teammates were all rocking this setup, and it allowed us to get a sweet VSAT loop going on, and we had a VSAT up for almost the entire game after that first VSAT went up. So after I get the nuclear, I'm going to be showing you guys the final scoreboard, and you're going to see that I only have 1 capture and 0 defense in this game. Now I want to try and clear up a common misconception. Some people might look at that and say that I wasn't playing the objective, but in fact I definitely was. At the beginning of this game, my buddies actually suggested that they would secure the hardpoints and that I should be the roamer, and obviously it worked pretty effective because we destroyed both of the teams in this game. So what I was doing was I was trying to kill them and cut them off before they could even get to the hardpoint. There's no point in having all 3 of us right in or next to the hardpoint, just like there's no point in us fighting over the capture points for the hardpoints. So I just let them get the capture points because I knew that I could get points and put up some VSATs by just getting normal kills. Now obviously, if we were going up against some better competition, then I probably would have had more captures and more defense just because our strategy would not have worked perfectly and we probably would have surrendered some hard points. So it's almost like looking at the stats of a hockey game. You're going to see that Team A has 30 hits on the opponents and Team B only has 15. Does that mean that Team A dominated Team B? Not necessarily. Team B could just have less hits simply because they were in control of the puck for the majority of the game. So since my team had control of the hardpoint for the majority of this match, that would explain why I didn't need to have more than 1 capture and 0 defense. And that's a good thing. That is the end of this gameplay, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to blow up that like button and check out my channel in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Roll out.